This bank CEO let his AI clone handle an earnings call. Now he's signing an open AI deal. Okay, the biggest thing about this story, in my opinion, is one, how useless is this guy? To let an AI clone handle a business meeting, probably one of extreme importance to his bank or company or whatever, and nobody noticed? Or two, multiple people in the meeting notice, but it's just full of yes men that contribute very little to this company because they don't want to lose their paycheck. Now, either AI is this good or it's not this good. I don't know which it is, personally, but I don't think it's this good. And if it is this good, then how long before CEOs get laid off? You know who's not going to get laid off? The plumber. Who's not going to get laid off? The welder. You know who's not going to get laid off? Oh, that's very simple. The person out in the field picking strawberries. Strawberries are extremely hard to pick. Anyways, supposedly nearly half an hour into a conference call on Friday discussed by the quarter results with analysis of the consumer bank CEO revealed something unusual. Up until this point, he hadn't actually been speaking. Again, I'm sitting here thinking, is everybody checked out in these meetings? Because it seems like everybody is. And if that's the case, what's the point of them? Or two, these meetings are extremely important, but nobody wanted to say, hey, I think he's been replaced by AI. Bro, this is extreme. You know what, CEO? You should be very, very worried. Because if anything ever happens to you, nobody's going to say crap. Because all they're going to have to do is plaster your face in front of somebody else using some sort of filter, and everybody's just going to roll with it. They're just going to roll with it. At this point, his stunt, he said, was to underscore the board, the shift happening to the consumer bank with 29 million assets. The small business embracing artificial intelligence, blah, blah. You know what I think? I think this bank, honestly, has bet big on AI. So this guy, in order to cover his own butt, had to bring like AI into the meeting. But everybody's just sitting there like, oh, I can't believe he's doing this again. But yep, he did it. So I'm wondering here, how much has this bank got into these AI companies, and are they seeing the cracks in the wall beginning to form, if you know what I mean? Because everything that I've used AI for, you have to babysit it constantly. I would never let it into a meeting, not in a million years. But that's just me. I don't know. I don't run a multi-million-dollar, possibly like 100 million plus bank handling asset corporation. I don't know. Customer Bank has signed a multi-year partnership with OpenAI. Oh no, they did OpenAI. Isn't OpenAI the one that he totally did this so that he could justify to shareholders in the bank, look how great AI is. And then they're like, yes, it's really great. We might replace you with AI pretty soon. Honestly, all these white collar jobs, I'm wondering how many of them can just be automated. It's amazing to me to think how many jobs have been automated over the past, 15 years. I pay all of my bills online now. That used to be a person 20 years ago. I don't know. We could easily replace CEOs. I think if we replaced all the CEOs in these companies, we could hire probably 10,000 more employees, especially if they're making in the multi-million dollars. So yeah, if I was an AI running a company, the first person I'd get rid of is the CIA. They are too expensive. That's just me though, but I don't know. I'm not a cold calculating machine like that. Maybe their value comes from something I'm just not seeing. The deal, partner, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I don't know. This is all crooked as far as I can tell. Blah, blah. The deal, efforts to get ahead in other banks. See, this is the thing about is he wants to get ahead of other banks in the industry. It's always great to be a pioneer in fun projects and stuff, because that everybody, we would not have the electric grid or the combustion engine, or even like aircrafts today. If like some banker didn't say, yeah, I'll give you the money to fund you, I'll float you for 6 months and see what happens. The thing about it is, though, is there's a lot of winners and there's a lot of losers whenever you bet on a new industry coming into like fruition or whatever the heck you want to call it. Yeah, I guarantee you he sees the cracks beginning to be, forming here whenever he's trying to stick AI into his meetings like this as like oh, look at me. And they even made a little puff piece about it here in the news about how great AI is. Yeah. Let's replace the CEO with AI. See how far we get, though. I don't know. That's what I would actually be extremely curious. Let's replace, just mockly, let's do a mock thing here. Let's replace this CEO with AI and see if AI would actually make the same investments as him, meaning that it would actually invest in itself or not. I'm very curious to see if AI would invest in itself, or would it rather invest in, I don't know, bottles and cans and stuff. I don't know. I'm very curious to know what an AI would actually invest in. This is not a investment advice, by the way. This is completely satire. Anyways, they want to improve the firm's efficiency, which is speak for we want to replace a few people, at least a few people, maybe more than a few people. You know what? I don't know how many people, but I do think that they're going all in AI, and I do think it's going to blow up in a lot of people's faces. I do think it's going to be around for forever. It's not going anywhere. But at the same time, I think they crammed it into way too much stuff. I don't know. The relationship with OpenAI, which is targeted finances, is one of the core industries. So, and even hiring former bankers to train its models. So, this man is creating a golden parachute for himself. Right here. He's hoping to get some of that sweet AI money as soon as he's out in this bank. I don't know. I really don't know. But the fact that they're hiring bankers to train AI models, to me, is extremely disturbing, because if you don't remember 2008, 2020, I have seen so many crashes because of dumb bankers. They not exactly like the sharpest tools, you know what I mean? I mean, they tools, but they not sharp, you know? I don't know, though. This is just me. This is all fascinating. I'm sitting here wondering, maybe we can keep middle management, but maybe the upper echelons got to go, because AI's can run your company now. Anyways, I don't think this is going to turn out the way he wants it to, because all this says to me is that he filled the room with yes men, or these yes men are getting so tired of him, they're just going to let him pull his craps. They got a reason to get rid of him. Anyways, I don't know.